think this is the apocalypse. No, it's just a normal morning in what's known as the most brutal powder keg on the planet. Amidst the rubble, blinding smoke, and panicked streams of refugees is a sky constantly torn apart by thousands of missiles. But the crazy thing is, for every projectile shot down, this tiny nation pockets millions of dollars. How did they turn war into the perfect money-printing machine? Welcome to Israel, a land where 70% is barren desert, resources are practically zero, and it's surrounded by hostile forces. Yet, under the shadow of millennial shrines, a miracle of survival has sprouted. Don't let looks deceive you. Behind the blaring radar warning systems and long nights engulfed in gunfire are eyes that never sleep. They know all too well. Drop your guard for a single second, and the price is an entire nation. However, their most terrifying weapon isn't found at the end of a gun barrel. It lies in lines of code. The soldiers here might just be 20-something hackers, typing away in the dark to build an impenetrable digital fortress. And the historical twist starts right here. From the ashes of war, they built magnificent coastal megacities. Would you believe it? Their per capita income crushes European giants, sending stock charts rocketing straight to the moon. Who says you can't enjoy life during wartime? On sun-drenched beaches, street festivals, pumped day and night, with one hand tightly gripping defensive weapons, with the other, they are forging a second Silicon Valley for the world. When night falls, the streets sparkle, lighting up the craziest and boldest dreams. Bizarre architecture, bustling neighborhoods, and a harbor that never sleeps. It all proves one ultimate truth. When pushed into a corner, humanity will jump its highest. Just look at this juicy fruit. Who would have thought it was forced to grow out of white sand? Using drip irrigation technology, they didn't just force the desert to bloom. They pumped life into every 1,000-year-old alleyway. Right at the foot of the sacred dome of the rock, mortal life still rushes by. The bustling flow of shoppers and traditional pickled goods are their way of tasting their roots. Religion and pragmatism, the sacred and the mundane, perfectly intertwined. They don't have time to stop. Modern highways rise up, slicing through the desert as commercial centers race toward the sky. Money from arms exports is pumped straight into the bloodstream of their infrastructure. From a small transaction at a corner market to a complex, nationwide transit network, the pressure to survive has molded a nation that will rise at any cost. But could this meteoric wealth actually be the result of a massive, hidden network of interests? Going back to that hidden network of interests we just mentioned, the hostile warning radar screens are constantly blinking. But look down below. Streams of cars are still speeding down the highway, and an artificial canal flows peacefully right through the heart of the city. They live side by side with death in a way that's incredibly calm and seamless. A ribbon of freeway tears through the sky, connecting towering concrete monoliths with expensive villas perched high on the hills. Are you wondering where the money comes from to constantly pump into this massive machine? The answer begins with bending the laws of nature. From a stretch of sand so barren that no living thing wants to be there, they carved out massive reservoirs, turning desolate coastlines into bottomless gold mines. And then, an agricultural miracle appears. Your eyes aren't deceiving, youth. These wheat fields and juicy tomatoes are nourished by seawater desalination technology. No one can starve a nation that knows how to squeeze money out of every single grain of sand. Water flows into the city, seething lush green parks that spring up right next to blazing hot desert mountains. It's an absurdly stark contrast. yet it's undeniably real under this sky. This prosperity spills over into every local market. A lazy cat sunbathes next to a strawberry stand. The smell of freshly baked pastries mixes with cool, fresh juice. The scene is so peaceful, you almost forget they're standing right in the dead center of a powder keg. But the truth always has two sides. For every luxurious building raised, perhaps on another border, there are ashes, ruins, and the choked-back sobs of refugees. In this land, peace is a luxury item that not everyone can afford. To protect that luxury, they rely on an unprecedented military alliance. Ironclad handshakes bring in billions of dollars in foreign aid every single year. Fleets of warships, fighter jets, and helicopters roaring overhead. That is the price of power. Under the glow of the sunset, temple bells blend with a soothing piano melody. A man carefully smooths out the folds of his national flag. That faith and fierce national pride, that is their most impenetrable shield of steel. They still casually play tennis and basketball right under the shadows of moss-covered domes. The view from above outlines a perfect ecosystem. But if one day the pipeline of foreign aid is cut off, will this proud machine still be able to stand tall? A massive question, isn't it? Just look at these superfleets cutting through the waves and the missile systems tearing apart the night sky. They don't wait around for foreign aid to survive. They've been preparing for the worst-case scenario for a very long time. They know all too well the price of blood and tears amidst the rubble, which drives them to protect this sun-drenched coastline at all costs. The narrow, ancient streets that once bore the footprints of millennia of history now give way to brightly lit marinas and a vibrant, colorful nightlife. But that splendor didn't just appear out of nowhere. It is guarded by the roaring firepower of F-35 fighter jets splitting the sky. Their pride lies not only in their intellect, but in the spirit of a people with no way out. So, what do you think? Is this prosperity sandwiched between gun barrels, a magnificent miracle, or just a ticking time bomb? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.